Rick's Corner. I'm here with a friend of mine that I met in the gym just a couple of weeks ago. He's from Russia originally. His name is Artemus Dolgin, right?
Yes, sir.
You've been bodybuilding how long?
Since I was 6.
And you're 7 now.
I'm 29.
You're 29.
Yeah, it
so
looks like I've been
we were
working out.
talking, and I saw him training, and the guy has an incredible body. Been training really, really hard. Diet's right, trains hard, old school methods. And he was a fan of the show, and I said, come on, let's talk about it. So I've got him here to talk about his training. I think it's pretty fantastic that we were able to meet and talk about it.
Yes.
And now I want to share it with the public. Let them know what you're all about, brother.
Great, thank you.
Okay, so listen, you told me that you went to school in St. Louis?
Yeah, I went to college in St. Louis, University of Missouri, and then I transferred to Lindenwood University. I had a scholarship there for wrestling.
Yeah. What was your major?
International business. Actually, I have 2 college degrees. My first degree is in economics, and my second is international business.
All right, what got you into bodybuilding?
My dad. I was, I think, 5 or 6 years old. They have this old basement in a high school.
Yeah.
And he was a welder after he worked in KGB. So they made all the equipment on their own, all the Olympic bars. Everything was very, very old.
Yeah.
And he brought me over there because we didn't have a nanny. And he used to lock me in the gym with all this big Russian gangsters working out, taking D-ball, and I was all around there watching posters of Joe Waiter that were secretly passed around the gyms because the sport was some sort of a taboo.
Yeah.
So I just grew up watching Joe Waiter and Lou Ferrigno and Arnold and all these magazines, and I remember Lee Haney holding this big center trophy, and for some reason I really wanted to have one. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know if the sport was gonna do something for me because it was so little.
Yeah. And
now that I'm 29 years old, I'm IBB pro.
Let me ask you a question. Now, did you have any knowledge of training and diet at that time?
Nothing. You know, all I knew, I had to drink lots of milk, eat a lot of eggs.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
And that was it. My bodybuilding journey was on and off. But I always managed to stay at the gym. Even when I was a wrestler, I just couldn't wait to go hit the weights.
Yeah. What kind of routine did you use?
Back in the day, it was, you know, I watched the big guys, and their base was powerlifting. They were doing heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, and heavy presses. I was just using a single bar with no plates because I was just a kid.
Yeah, right.
But then when I turned 19, I went to college in Ukraine, and I started lifting again, and I started dedicating my life more to it. I just love the sport. And a lot of people think that bodybuilding is not the sport. It truly is. You know,
it's an addiction. It becomes a lifestyle. And with me, I've been doing it since I was 16 years old, and I'm 20 now. Yeah, 20 times 3 and 4. And the thing is that I never miss a workout. I mean, I can go in. You know how I am right now with my knees and my shoulder. I'm there all the time training. It's an addiction, and when you don't train, you feel lousy. You know, and then when you do train, you start your day off with a good workout. Your whole day is a good mood.
I just don't know what to do if I don't train.
I know.
Like, I don't know what else I could be doing in life if I don't go to the gym. I don't know, like riding a car around the street, going to the bars, and
no, it's not the answer.
No.
What's your routine like right now? How do you split your body parts up from them?
I'll be honest with you. My whole life changed last year. When I was working out at the gym, some prep coach came up to me and saw my work ethics. If I go to the gym, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk to people. I don't like to talk to people when I'm in the gym. I'm really focused. I didn't know nothing about dieting. I just knew I had to eat lots of protein.
Yeah.
I didn't know what sources. I just knew that lots of protein is good, lots of pasta is good, lots of food is good. That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
To get big, you gotta eat a lot of food. But it's not the case. You have to eat the right foods.
Exactly.
And the prep coach gave me a simple diet. It was really low calorie, really deficit diet. But I got shredded. I got really, really lean. From there, I competed first a year ago on 17th of May, and I placed 4th in a regional competition in Chicago, and that was it. I think I just got that fire.
What was the name of the contest? What was it?
It was a natural show. I can't recall the name of it. It was 17th of May. That I remember. It was in Rockford, Illinois.
Did you make a lot of your gains training naturally?
I trained naturally all my life.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it's a very tough journey, and you have to be very patient.
Yeah.
And you always have to apply different techniques.
All the time.
And your food has to be on point. And I learned that if you commit and you discipline yourself with foods, and nutrition and
Yeah.
supplementation, and you improvise with your body. You don't listen to anyone. You take suggestions, you learn from people,
Right.
but you apply it to your own body and you listen to it, because that's your guide and that's your trainer.
Your body tells you what to do. Now, this drink you drink all day, I see a lot of people drinking branched chain aminos throughout the day mixed with water like that. So you're supplementing your body all day long.
Yeah, and there's some glutamine in there.
Yeah, glutamine too.
I learned that building muscle and building a physique, it's a continuous process.
Sure.
And it has to, you have to commit to it. And this is not easy.
I like this idea because you're
Totally.
going to drink water anyway.
Totally.
So if you're going to mix some branched chain aminos and some glutamine in there, you've got something sipping that's going into your cells all day long.
Totally. You know, I'm very systematic right now, and I structurized everything and organized my diet.
Yeah.
Because I set the goal to be the best at what I do.
Sure.
And like, I just want people to know that I am the guy that wants to bring the old school aesthetics to stage. And I don't care what judge is gonna say, if I'm gonna place this or that. I just want to be that guy that's gonna, you know, bring that idea, that symmetry and proportions, you know, and the statics. That's what the
Yeah.
bodybuilding is all about.
Of course it is.
It's very intelligent, very artistic sport, and people tend to forget about that.
Well, you've got the ideal body from old school, which is the broad shoulders and the small waist.
Totally.
And I know you told me that you wear a waistband all day.
Right there.
Right there, this. And, you know, I mean, this is like an old school thing. I used to get the rubber waist belt, and I'd wear it all day and sweat and sweat. And at the end of the day, my waist would be all shriveled down.
Yeah.
I mean, it really kept it small.
It shrinks water between your organs, and,
Right.
and it has a really long-term effect if you wear it consistently.
Consistently, yeah.
And I think it's also a combination of exercising and diet. I started improvising with my things. I stopped doing ab routines whatsoever.
Mhm.
I stopped working with heavy weights on squats. I actually started doing a lot more hack squats.
I saw you doing them, yeah.
A lot of hack squats. I started doing a lot of leg presses, leg curls. I try to avoid some heavy deadlifts. Actually, I eliminated deadlifts whatsoever.
Why?
I do think that they make your waist, they block here.
Yeah, they do.
They do. And I mean, you can develop a beautiful back by isolation. And there are things that I learned from Charles Glass and a lot of other bodybuilders from old school, that bodybuilding is about isolation.
Mhm.
It's not about lifting weights.
Mhm.
And when you walk in the gym, you see kids lifting 4 or 5 plates in each side. It's like, Jesus Lord, I can't.
And they don't even look good.
No, they don't. And they have big waists, and they don't have that shape, and they don't have the correct form, and then they look like nothing.
Right.
You know, and I started thinking to myself, if I can isolate the muscle, I can just grow it separately and create the symmetry that I need. It's actually, like Arnold said, it's like actually sculpting the body.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Do you think that you have to use a lightweight or medium or heavyweight?
You know what? I found the approach that works perfect for me, and I think it will work perfect for everybody else, because the mechanics of the muscle is the same for everybody. I think when you mix up going moderate heavy
Mhm.
with intensity in the
Mhm.
same workout, you kind of hit you know 2 goals at the same time.
Mhm.
So I start out real light. I start with 20 reps, then I go to 15, then I go to 12, then I go to 8, then I go to 6, and then I don't go lower than 6.
Yeah.
There is no point in that. And I go back to 12, and then I go to 16.
You know what? That's an old school method. We used to do like 12, 10, 8, 6, 2, 4, and then a single, and then go back to 12.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that you really have to go through this period of bulking and then cutting.
No.
I've been in bodybuilding.com yesterday. I've been reading all these articles, and all these kids going through bulking stages and eat all kinds of crap and then try to cut. And I don't think that's a correct way of doing things. And I've been reading a lot of Frank Zane material, and he says like he doesn't go through bulking.
No, he never has.
No, you actually isolating your muscle, you're feeding the muscle all year round, you stay lean all year round.
That's right.
And you build the quality heart physique that's appealing. You're not a bodybuilder for 3, 4, 5 months,
No.
and then you look like shit.
Right.
You know, you're a bodybuilder. You know,
Year round.
365
Yeah,
years.
it's body sculpting year round. And you're right. I mean, I see a lot of guys, they bulk up, gain 20, 30 pounds, but then you got to lose it.
Yes.
And as you get older, it's harder and harder to drop to 5, to 10, and whatever. And you're not really putting on muscle. You're putting on water and fat.
Totally.
Which makes you stronger, of course. So you feel bigger and you feel stronger and all that. But you're not really gaining great
And
muscle size.
it's a lot harder to create an aesthetic physique
Yeah.
when you're going into bulking, because you lose the angles. You can't really see which muscle is going, how it's going, which angle is going.
Right.
As I become older, I start understanding that, you know, placing the bars in certain angles in your palm will work the muscle different ways. A lot of people don't have the nice grip. they have narrow, and one hand is a little further, and it doesn't develop the body that's proportionate. You know, people that are using the correct form, they're not developing the body that looks appealing. You know, you see the guys walking like this.
Yeah, of course.
That's because they're not using the correct shape. They're not doing a full range of motion. This is a very intelligent sport, and when you work out, you really just don't do the movement or the rep just for the sake of the rep.
Right.
You think about it, and you really connect your mind to your muscle. And I want people to understand that's the key to developing a beautiful physique, is connecting your mind, your intelligence to your body, because it's all one.
Right.
And it's truly an artistic sport. You have to be an artist in your heart to create a physique that's beautiful, that's appealing. I mean, anybody can build muscle.
Sure.
Anybody.
You want quality.
Yes. But to create a beautiful physique that's eye-pleasing, you really have to be smart. And Frank Zane is a beautiful example of that.
Oh, he has a perfect body. There's no question about it.
He was very intelligent.
How's your diet now? What do you eat as far as meals a day?
You know, before, when I got into competition and contest, I was one of those guys that was running on deficit, was doing lots of tilapia, lots of broccoli, but I've realized that it depletes me from energy, and you look good only for a certain period of time, and then you start binging because you deplete your body from the nutrition.
Right.
I found a very great approach of keeping myself full throughout the prep, and I've been prepping for New York Pro, and now I'm prepping for Denver. My contest season just started, so I keep myself very full. I eat about 9, sometimes 10 times a day. I wake up really early. I eat a breakfast, which consists of salmon and eggs. I don't eat no carbs. I cycle my carbs 3 days. I go practically nothing, and then I add some oats and sweet potatoes, very moderate, just to give a kick. I wake up, I eat salmon, I eat about egg whites. I do add whole eggs. I'm not a fan of just egg whites, because a lot of people think that whole eggs are bad, which is a huge mistake.
No, you got to have the whole egg. Yeah.
Huge mistake. It has a lot of amino acids, a lot of good fats that would give you energy,
right?
Keep you going through the day, give you a pump during the workout. A lot of people think that you need carbs for a pump. Actually, it's not true. We need a lot of fat.
A lot of fats.
Good fats is going to give you a great pump, going to give you great energy, and the vascularity is going to come up.
Right.
Then I eat a lot of fish throughout the day. I eat a lot of tilapia. I eat a lot of salmon. I eat a lot of steak. You know, I've noticed that if you eat red steak, even though people think, oh, steak is bad for you, sometimes I eat on the prep about 3 times a day. I eat red meat. And I've noticed how much my body is growing with steak, how much more strength I have with steak. I do eat a lot of egg whites.
Okay.
Every other meal I have egg whites. I have probably about half a cup of egg whites I added to
Okay, but you just said you eat the yolks too.
Yeah, only in the morning. Yeah. Then throughout the day, I play with it, because if I feel a little fatigue, I would throw whole egg. But I've noticed that when you up your proteins, you keep yourself also full, because you're on low carb. When you go to the gym, you have to work out really, really intense, but you have to be also very careful, because if you're not eating carbs, you're burning protein as an energy source.
I see. Okay, so then you end up burning the protein.
Yeah, so you don't want to end burning your muscle.
Right.
So for all the people up there that are getting lost in the nutrition, because there's so much more, there's so much information up there. There's so many strategies about flexible dieting and keto dieting. I am a fan of clean, organic foods, and I do believe to create a physique that's hard, that's lean, that's appealing, you really have to eat very, very clean.
Sure.
There is no such a thing as flexible dieting to build a physique and having a nice solid 6-pack with having a burger instead of having 2 chicken breasts. You know, because a lot of people are now promoting clean dieting, because flexible dieting, because it seems very easy, and it's, you know, you can apply it to your social living, because you can go to the to McDonald's or In-N-Out and have a burger, and then you can miss 2 meals because you just want to have the same calorie intake and same macros. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you can build a beautiful physique with that. You're going to be still soft. You're still going to have lots of sodium in your body. And I've noticed when you limit all that and you switch to foods that are not chemically processed, you're going to be just fine. I stopped paying attention to the macros in the back of a package, because if I'm buying almonds, I'm buying almonds. I'm not buying something that has salt, something that have chemicals, the names I can't even pronounce.
Yeah, sure.
So I start tracking macros. You know, if I'm buying salmon, I'm buying organic salmon. If I'm buying meat, I'm buying meat. I'm not buying chips. I'm not buying popcorn. I'm not candies, no cookies. Those things, I'm not even craving for them. First of all, because I have enough nutrition in my diet. I have enough fats, and I have enough protein. I have enough fiber. I have enough veggies. So I don't really crave for sweets. Like a lot of people, they start dieting, and they crave for all this crazy
because
foods.
they're void of it, and they want to go, and then they go crazy on it.
Yeah, and it's because they're lacking nutrition. And if you lack nutrition, your body starts starving.
Right.
And I try to avoid that. I work out twice a day now. I go to the gym in the morning, go to the gym at night, and I've noticed the biggest gains and the most progress from that routine. And I think that's what you guys used to do back in the day. Because I've done a lot of research, I've done a lot of reading, and actually thanks to you, because I've been watching every single show that you had on YouTube, just try to listen to what you guys used to do back in the day, just to hear from someone.
We did the fats and protein.
Yeah, and that's what I base my diet on right now. I based fats, protein, and absolutely no carbs. And it works great. It works perfectly good.
Well, I'm posting your pictures so they can see how ripped you are, because I saw them and they're incredible.
Thank you.
What are your plans for the future now?
I'll be honest. It's, for me, old school bodybuilding is something that I really want to promote.
Yeah.
I think it's very healthy. It's appealing. It's aesthetic. It's beautiful, and I think the young generation shouldn't forget about that. Because I went through Flex magazines and Muscular Development, Ironman, and on every single cover there is the word mass.
Yeah, it all
mass,
says mass, right?
Big arms, big this, big that. You don't need that. No. You don't need to go for the mass.
That's a chosen few that have done that, and it's changed bodybuilding today, but most people don't like it as well as they did the old school.
Yes, I want a regular person on the street look at me and say, wow,
yeah,
I want to be like that.
Exactly.
And when you look at the modern bodybuilders, people are turned off by that. They're like, ooh.
They don't like it. It's
no,
true.
they don't, and that kills the popularity of the sport. And there has to do a lot with drugs and evolution of drugs and evolution of the sport. And I truly don't know where the sport is heading.
No, it's taken off like a jet.
No, I don't know.
In a different direction.
And I'm trying to understand where it's going to end up, and how much damage this athlete's going to have on their bodies. Because bodybuilding initially, it's a really healthy sport.
Sure.
And it's actually about being healthy and staying healthy, and having a beautiful athletic body.
Sure.
And I truly, for me, I really want to compete, because that's something that turns me on, and I compete not for the trophy, I compete for competition. When I look at other athletes,
well, because you enjoy it.
Yeah, I want to be better than them.
Yeah.
I want to outwork them. I want to out-diet them. I want to do everything in my power and beyond with my vision and intelligence to have a physique that's superior to them. I don't know why I feel that way.
It's all right. Everybody's entitled to that.
Yeah, my first competition in the regions, I placed 4th. And I thought to myself, I don't want to feel that again. I don't want to feel that defeat knowing that somebody outworked me.
Yeah.
So I worked so hard, and I dedicated my life to create the physique that's gonna be very, very artistic. And I do really want my picture in Gold's Gym. You will. I do.
Let me ask you a question, because we have to close. I want to know, where can they find you on the internet if they want to write to you or see your...
Guys, I do have Instagram, which is Artemus Dolgin. I'm working on my website right now. It's artemusera.com. I'm trying to put some programs, some videos for you guys together. They're all based in old school. They're all based on the golden era bodybuilding. I know you can find it online, but the times changed, food's changed, and I try to put everything together for you so we can resemble as much as we can the golden era of bodybuilding.
Well, maybe we can do this in the future. I'll come down to the gym and we'll shoot a little bit of your workout and show
Oh, totally. I'll be my pleasure.
That'd be great.
Before I let you go, I want to say thank you very much, Rick, for inviting me here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Because I've been a big fan for a very long time, and I gotta tell you this: you guys have to follow your dreams and you have to follow your passion, because that makes total sense of life. You might not make a huge living out of it at the beginning, but at least you're gonna enjoy and gonna smile every day.
It's not for the money; it's for the pleasure of it.
Absolutely.
Aren't you glad you stopped me in the gym now?
No, not at all. I saw this guy. I was like, oh my God, this is Rick, and it happened just because I moved to California and gave up everything in Chicago. So that's a blessing for me.
Well, thank you guys for watching Rick's Corner. Thank you, Artemus, for being here.
Thank you very much.
And we will follow up with another interview. We'll go down to the gym and maybe shoot a couple of exercises. So stay tuned for more and take a look at his photos. He's incredible. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned next time.
Thank you very much.
It's rickdrasin.com. He is the equalizer, baby. See you next time.